Hey guys, this is Allie.
Hello.
Allie, do you want to just introduce yourself?
So I'm Allie. I am a student at UIC. I am currently a sophomore and my major is biology.
All right, cool. And so your passion is like the zoo and animals, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
I originally started my college career as a nursing student.
Okay.
And I vividly remember one day, and I was in the nursing program my freshman year, so I had a nursing lecture as soon as I started college.
Yeah.
So this was 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
And I vividly remember coming back from my nursing lecture one day and telling my roommate and being like, I really want to be a zookeeper. And she was like,
Okay.
what? And I was like, no, I just really want to be a zookeeper.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when I was younger, I would always jump from career to career. I'd be like, oh, I want to be a teacher. No, I want to be a lawyer, whatever. And this is the one career that has stuck with me throughout this entire time. And that's just still the one thing that I need. I always tell people, I have to be a zookeeper to feel fulfilled in life. It's just the one thing that I'm so passionate about.
Yeah, that's awesome. So would you say that you're more passionate about the zoo as an organization, or about the animals themselves?
The animals themselves, for sure. The thing that really bothers me about wanting to be a zookeeper too is that there's such a negative connotation around it.
Yeah.
Which I totally get, and I respect people who don't like the zoo. I would never make them feel bad for it or anything, but I just ask that I can try and explain to them why zoos aren't as bad as people think.
Yeah.
Because I know years and years ago, zoos were only used for entertainment, and they were used for circuses and stuff like that, and that's when the animals were getting treated really, really poorly. But now we have come such a long way from there, and granted, not every zoo is like that, so you definitely have to do your research and figure out what zoos, and a good way to do that is through the AZA, which is the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. So basically, if the zoo belongs to that organization, that's and the AZA holds their zoos and aquariums to very high standards, safety regulations, exhibit sizes, everything like that.
Okay.
So I get that zoos have a negative connotation because of their past and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people don't realize how much good they're doing for animals.
Yeah.
The conservation work that they're doing for animals is insane. Because half of the animals in the zoos would be extinct if they weren't in the zoos.
Okay.
They work a lot with breeding them and making sure that they're still alive and stuff like that. There's a lot of work that goes into it to make sure that all of these animals aren't going extinct. Because a lot of the animals are going extinct, which is due to a plethora of reasons. So it's just an ongoing thing.
Yeah. So you're definitely so you are definitely passionate about what zoos that are part of that organization are doing, but you're mostly passionate about the animals themselves.
Yeah, because the way that I look at it is when I'm older and I have kids, I would think that I would be devastated if I was flipping through a book or something and I was pointing at an elephant and I was like, oh, you've never seen an elephant before. They used to be on Earth and now they're extinct.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I am passionate about zoos because I'm passionate about the work that they do for the animals.
Okay.
So it's kind of an even passion, I guess, for zoos and animals.
Yeah.
But I definitely if I could go to Africa and save all the animals, I would be there in a heartbeat. So
yeah, for sure.
My zoo is just kind of the way to
that's
do
awesome.
that now. Yeah.
So and then you work for the Lincoln Park Zoo.
I do.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think I saw in an Instagram post that
yes,
you were
I do.
wearing your Lincoln Park Zoo shirt.
Yeah.
So when did you start working for them?
So my summer of, I think it was my summer between freshman and sophomore year of college.
Okay.
I started volunteering for Lincoln Park Zoo. So I would volunteer every Monday from 1 to 5, and I was what they call the zoo monitor. So I would go in every day, and I had 4 animals, and I would mark exactly in their exhibit where they are every minute for 10 minutes, because then that data is used to enhance their exhibit, or if they're always in shade, they'll add more shade, or if they're not in shade, they'll take shade out, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I did that for the summer, and then actually when I took my semester off of school, I went and started working for Lincoln Park Zoo. So I started in about March, I believe.
Okay.
And then I worked in guest ops, which is just a department that doesn't really have anything to do with animals, but I was able to meet a ton of people through that department and tell them, be hey, I want to be a zookeeper, I am so passionate about this stuff, keep me in mind when I graduate.
You got to be, create connections and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I stopped doing that in August just because school, it would be a lot with school.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to go back for Zoo Lights. So hopefully in December I'll go back and work for retail instead. So
okay,
yeah,
sweet. So, and then you visited like Milwaukee Zoo.
I did, yeah.
Just like this weekend, or
actually yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, what were you doing there?
So that's like 30 minutes from my old school, and I still have friends who go to that school, so I'll find myself up there, I don't know, every 2 weekends or so.
Okay.
And actually for Christmas last year, my best friend who goes there got me a membership to Milwaukee Zoo because she knows how much I love the zoo.
Yeah.
So they actually just recently got a new elephant. So I was like, oh my gosh, we have to go. Like, we have to go see this new elephant. Her name is Belle. She's so cute. So we went up and got to look at all the animals. I was able to get a lot of pictures for my Instagram, which I'm super excited about. So that's why I was up there. And then actually next weekend I'm going to Peoria Zoo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. My goal is to go to as many zoos as possible that are good accredited zoos.
Yeah. How many have you like been to? Have you been to like ones outside like the Midwest yet, or? I've
been to not a ton. I've been to obviously Lincoln Park, Brookfield, obviously Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to St. Louis, that zoo. And then when I was younger, my mom was telling me that we used to always go to the Fort Wayne Zoo in Indiana, which is super cool, which me and my best friend that I just mentioned are actually going to in the summer because it's awesome. So I've been to that one, but I don't really remember it. And then I think that's all the zoos. So I haven't been to a ton, but like now that I'm older and like can actually start going to the zoos on my own, I'm like super excited. I'm like making a list of all the zoos I want to go to and like see all the animals and everything like that. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's like your goal, like pertaining to this like passion? Like what do you want to like do? Like you want to be a zookeeper, is that like the goal?
Yeah, I think that is the goal. I mean, it's kind of hard to say because like I feel like zookeeper is very limiting. Like you're just gonna work with animals in the zoo. Mm-hmm. If we're not being realistic.
Yeah, no, this brand is all about like dreaming and
like
stuff,
totally not realistic. Yeah. My absolute dream is to move to like Uganda, Africa, and like because my dream vacation is a safari. Like I'm already starting to save up for a safari. Like I want to go so bad. So like in a dream world, I would love to move to Uganda and just do like a ton of conservation work for like all the animals and like really advocate for them and like help bring awareness to the issues that we're creating as humans and like with the land and like the poaching of animals and just like all of the stuff that we're doing to
definitely
make these animals go extinct. So ideally I would love to go to Africa, but
I don't think that's unrealistic. Like I definitely feel like that's possible.
I'm hoping it is, but I guess right now we're gonna stick with zookeeping and then we'll see if we can move to Africa.
Cool.
But
all right, so kind of to transition, so if you want to learn more about Allie and her passion about animals, follow Allie's Animals on Instagram, right?
It's ALLYS_animals_.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So what would you say like your experience with like mental health is?
So I have actually had anxiety since I was about 3. Like my sister always tells me, I have an older sister, she's 22, I'm 20. She tells me all the time, she's like, you have had anxiety since you were 3 years old. And the older I get, the more I start to remember it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, like I really did have anxiety. But it wasn't until my second semester of my freshman year at college that I really started to understand what anxiety was. Yeah. Because when I grew up, I just kind of thought that that's how I was. Like I thought that I was an over-worry, like I worry too much and I overthink too much. Yeah. I thought that that's just who I was. Yeah. So then I started like realizing like, oh, maybe this isn't normal. Like maybe people don't think this much and like maybe people don't worry this much. Yeah. So then I started to go see a therapist because I was like, I need help like controlling this and like maintaining my anxiety. So then I go to my therapist regularly now, especially now that I'm home. So that's been super beneficial with my anxiety. And then I recently started taking medicine for it, which is like an anti-anxiety, or like it lowers my anxiety, which has been super helpful. Yeah. Because like I used to get really anxious about everything. Yeah. Like especially with coming here, like I commute, so I take the train.
Yeah.
If I wasn't on the medicine, every morning I'd be like, oh, well, what if I'm late to the train? What if I miss the train?
Yeah.
What am I going to do if I miss the train?
Yeah.
What about when I get on the train, if I have to sit with someone, like, what if there aren't no seats? And, like, I would just, like, go through every possible, like,
negative
situation.
Point.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So, like, now that I've started taking the medicine, that's been, like, super beneficial and, like, super helpful. And I've also, along with mental health, I've gone through a little bit of, like, seasonal depression, like, which has been kind of rough, but it's also been, like, really nice with the medicine or going to see my therapist or just having my friends and family around me. Like, it has been super, super good. But, like, I have slipped a couple of times into, like, that type of situation.
It definitely happens.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, like, how different people are with anxiety, and, like, so, like, you said, like, that you have had that since, like, you were, like, 3, right?
Yeah.
And for me, like, I, like, never, like, remember having any sort of anxiety. Like, I was very, like, carefree as a kid, and, like, just, like, I didn't even know what, like, anxiety or, like, depression even, like, was. Like I would hear it and I would be like, I don't even, like, understand that because, like, I just never experienced it. So mine, like, kind of, like, developed, like, my freshman year of college mostly is, like, when I first experienced it with, like, moving away from home and going to, like, a school far away. And just kind of being, like, very outside my comfort zone there and stuff. And so then just, like, over time, just, like, a bunch of different things as, like, in my more, like, adult years when I was, like, you know, over 18, like, is when I, like, really developed it. So I think that's interesting. But so how would you say that, like, your passion of, like, the zoo and animals kind of, like, feeds into like, your mental health and like, is it a release for you in any way, or, like, how does that?
Yeah, it for sure is, like, 110% a release for me. Every time I go to the zoo, I just kind of, it's gonna sound kind of stupid, but, like, I almost walk in and I'm just like okay, like, it's okay, like, everything's gonna be okay. Like, I remember last year, actually, on Thanksgiving, I woke up and I was just, like, super anxious and, like, super upset and just, like, sad and mad, and I just had, like, a lot of feelings, and I was like, I don't really know what's going on. So I actually went to the zoo by myself on Thanksgiving morning.
Awesome.
And I came back and I was, like, totally zen and like, just so okay with everything. And there's, like, a specific part of the zoo where, like, there's this, okay, so really quick story time. At Lincoln Park Zoo, near the gorilla exhibit, those are the animals I would love to work with if I were to become a zookeeper. Right by the gorilla exhibit, there's, like, a little bench in the corner. So it's kind of, like, secluded and, like, hidden. But, like, you sit, it's, like, the bench and then the glass for the gorillas. So that is honestly my favorite place in the entire world. Not even just the zoo, like, the entire world. Because every time I'm, like, upset or, like, anxious or mad or anything, I go sit there. And I promise you, every time a gorilla comes and sits next to me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Then I'm just kind of like, okay, like, this is okay. Like, everything's fine. Like, you just need to take a breather and, like, sit back for a second. So the zoo has definitely been, like, a huge release for me to just, like, be able to go and walk around and, like, look at all the animals. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I think I saw, like, on your Instagram that you were, like, sitting there and the gorilla was literally, like, right next to you. Like, there was, like, you, glass, and, like, gorilla. So that's pretty cool.
And I have, like, 3 pictures of that too. So, like, I promise it happens every time.
That's awesome.
All
right, well, Allie, thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed for Passion Brand.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is something that, like, I really want to do more, is just kind of, like, interview as many people as possible about what they're passionate about, just to kind of, like, highlight the fact that, like, everyone is unique, and just, like, highlight that about as many people as possible, and also kind of hear from as many people as possible about, like, their experience with mental health and mental illness, just to kind of show that, like, a lot of people, most people are struggling, I think, in some form, and that, you know, nobody's alone. So thank you, Allie.
Thank you.